So we're going to talk about a different type of skill for revising, and this skill is asking students to remove sentences that don't belong. So just like any revising, they're going to start without their pencil, and you just want them to read the passage. We want them comprehending the passage. We want them really paying attention to it and thinking about, as an author and as a reader, what is it that the passage has and what shouldn't it have. So you just want them to read through each part, and you'll do this work with them. And so as you're reading with the kids, right, you're going to go through this whole thing, and when they're done, you're going to say, does every sentence in here really apply to the passage? Do they all fit together? Sometimes we add details that don't really belong. And as they read, hopefully they start paying it more attention and notice that there's a sentence in the first paragraph that should not be, okay? When they find that sentence, so in this part, the Rangers have been around since the earliest European settlers in the States. They have an interesting history, so this whole thing is about the history of the Rangers. Many books have been written about the Texas Rangers. Again, goes back to this. I read a book about them last year. Does that go back to this? Probably not. Movies have also been made about this famous group, and that goes back. So this sentence here really does not belong. It's not really important to the paragraph. If we take that out, it's not hurting, it's actually helping the paragraph flow better. So when they finish reading, they should mark that and maybe put an X right through that number so they can see it. And they don't have to do anything else. They're going to mark that, because when they get to this type of a question, it says which sentence does not belong in the report, they would know, well, I already did that work. I did that when I read. I saw it, I realized it didn't belong, and I marked it out. And so there's no going back and having to reread. This is the sentence that did not belong. Okay, so we want them to do that work when they do the beginning. They're going to read the whole piece, and then they're going to think about any sentences that didn't fit. You don't want them to do it until they've read the whole piece, because sometimes they do fit, or it's not that they need to be removed, they need to be moved, and we want to make sure that they don't scratch it out or anything. That this way you can still read the sentence and we still know what number it was. So we want to make sure that we're doing that work clearly for them if they find a sentence that needs to be removed from the passage.